The discovery. Chief archaeologist Zara Vex stood motionless beneath the crystal dome of the galactic archives, her iridescent scales reflecting the light of 3 moons. Before her, a holographic display showed something that shouldn't exist. Energy readings from Earth, a planet that had supposedly been dead for a millennium. "Run the analysis again," she commanded, her 4 eyes fixed on the data streams. The archives AI complied silently, but the result remained unchanged. Earth, the legendary homeworld of humanity, was awakening. The irony wasn't lost on Zara. For centuries, she had dedicated her life to studying the extinct human species, earning ridicule from her peers in the Centaurian Scientific Academy. They called her research a waste of resources. After all, humanity's fate was well documented. They had vanished during the Great Darkness, when the cosmic entity known as the Hivemind had swept through their sector of space. But now, after 1,000 years of silence, the planet was showing signs of life. Not just any life. Organized, purposeful activity. Archive. Display temporal comparison of energy signatures, Zara requested. The hologram shifted, showing Earth's energy output over the past month. The pattern was undeniable, exponential growth, following a mathematically precise progression that could only be artificial in origin. Her communication crystal chimed. "Chief Vex, the Council demands your presence," her assistant's voice echoed in her mind. Of course they did. News this significant couldn't be contained. The Council chamber was a vast amphitheater carved from living crystal, designed to accommodate representatives from every major species in the Galactic Coalition. Today, all 700 seats were occupied, a clear sign of the situation's gravity. High Counselor Inks, an ancient being of pure energy contained within a crystalline matrix, spoke first. "Chief Vex, explain these readings. And please, spare us your usual theories about human survival. We need facts." Zara activated her own holographic display, sharing her findings with the assembly. "The energy signatures are unlike anything in our records," she began. "They operate on quantum frequencies we previously thought impossible to manipulate. Whatever's generating them has access to technology far beyond our current understanding." "Are you suggesting," interrupted Counselor Merrick, his cybernetic implants glowing with skepticism, "that humans, who couldn't even save themselves from the hive mind, somehow developed such technology?" "I'm suggesting," Zara replied firmly, "that we never truly understood what happened during the Great Darkness. The official records state that humanity fought the hive mind and lost. But what if they didn't lose? What if they simply disappeared?" The chamber erupted in murmurs. Inks's energy form pulsed with interest. "Elaborate." Zara brought up new data, archaeological findings she gathered over decades. "We never found bodies. No ruins of last stands or desperate battles. Humanity and all their works simply vanished within a span of days. The hive mind itself retreated immediately afterward, something it had never done before or since. And now, a millennium later, their world awakens," Inksith mused, "with technology that shouldn't exist." A new alert flashed across Zora's display. Her scales rippled with excitement as she processed the information. "Counselors, I'm receiving new data. The energy signatures. They're forming a pattern. It's a message." The chamber fell silent as Zara decoded the transmission. The message was short, broadcast on all frequencies in every known language of the galaxy. "To all sentient beings, we extended our hand in friendship once before. Now we return, transformed by necessity and choice. The hive mind approaches once more. This time, we stand ready. Earth is awakening. Humanity endures." Zara's research had always hinted at this possibility, but the reality exceeded her wildest theories. "Counselors," she said, her voice steady despite her racing thoughts, "I request permission to lead an expedition to Earth. If humanity has indeed survived and evolved, we need to understand how and why they chose to return now." Inks's crystalline form pulsed with deliberation. "The last time humanity faced the hive mind, they'd vanished without a trace. Now they return with impossible technology, just as our long-range sensors detect the hive mind's approach. This cannot be coincidence. Permission granted, the Council declared in unison. But Chief Vex, be warned. If this is truly humanity returning, they are not the same species we once knew. 1,000 years of hidden evolution may have changed them in ways we cannot predict. As Zara left the chamber, her mind raced with possibilities. Her life's work had been validated, but that seemed insignificant compared to the questions ahead. What had humanity become during their millennium of absence? And more importantly, what did their return mean for the galaxy's future? The answers, she suspected, would reshape everything they thought they knew about the nature of existence itself. The Awakening. The research vessel Stellar Seeker dropped out of hyperspace near Earth's orbit, its advanced sensors immediately overwhelmed by the planet's transformed surface. Chief Archaeologist Zara Vex stood at the command center, all 4 eyes wide as she processed what she was seeing. The Earth below was nothing like the historical records. The continents remained, but they pulsed with lines of light that formed intricate patterns across the surface. Massive structures that defied conventional physics rose from the ground, their forms shifting between solid matter and pure energy. "Are you receiving this, Council?" Zara transmitted, her voice barely containing her excitement. "We see it," High Counselor Anxith responded. "Our analysis suggests those structures are operating on multiple dimensional planes simultaneously." Before Zara could respond, a new voice filled the ship's communication systems, warm, human, and somehow existing in multiple tonal ranges at once. "Welcome, Stellar Seeker. We've been expecting you. Please accept our guidance coordinates for landing." The ship's AI confirmed receipt of landing protocols that surpassed anything in its database. As they descended through the atmosphere, Zara observed how the planet's surface seemed to ripple with conscious intent, as if the very ground was aware of their presence. They landed in what appeared to be a vast plaza, though its surfaces shifted and flowed like liquid crystal. A delegation awaited them, figures that appeared human at first glance, but moved with an otherworldly grace that suggested they were far more than their physical forms implied. One stepped forward, a woman with dark skin and silver-white hair that seemed to contain galaxies in its strands. "I am Director Sarah Chen, Earth Restoration Project. Welcome to New Earth." Zara descended from her ship, her scientific team following cautiously behind. "I am Chief Archaeologist Zara Vex. We thought humanity was extinct." Sarah smiled, her form momentarily splitting into multiple overlapping versions of herself before reconverging. "That was the intention. We needed time to evolve, to become something that could survive what's coming." "The hive mind," Zara stated. "Yes," Sarah nodded. "But to understand what we've become, you need to understand why we disappeared." She gestured, and the plaza around them transformed into a vast holographic space, showing events from 1,000 years ago. "When we first encountered the hive mind, we realized conventional resistance was futile. It didn't just destroy civilizations, it consumed consciousness itself, absorbing minds into its collective. Our technology, our weapons, meant nothing against something that operated on a fundamental level of reality we barely understood. The hologram showed massive, shadow-like entities descending upon worlds, leaving them empty and lifeless. But humanity had one advantage," Sarah continued. "We were young enough as a species that our consciousness wasn't fully defined by traditional physical limitations. We could still evolve." "Project Chrysalis." Sarah gestured, and the hologram shifted to show massive underground complexes. "We didn't just hide. We transformed. Every human who chose to participate underwent a process we called conscious quantum crystallization. We encoded our minds into quantum matrices, allowing our consciousness to exist in a state of superposition." Zara's scientific mind raced to comprehend. "You turned yourselves into living quantum computers." "That's an oversimplification," Sarah smiled. "We became something that exists between states, neither fully physical nor purely digital. We can shift between forms, exist in multiple dimensions simultaneously, and manipulate reality at its most fundamental level. To demonstrate, Sarah raised her hand, and a portion of the plaza rose up, transforming into a complex machine before dissolving into pure energy and reforming as an array of floating crystals. Matter, energy, consciousness. To us, they're all the same thing now, different expressions of the same fundamental reality. But why return now? Zara asked, her scales shimmering with excitement at each new revelation. Sarah's expression grew serious. Because the hive mind is evolving too. It's learned from consuming other civilizations, growing stronger. Soon, it will reach a point where even our current form might not be enough to stop it. We need allies, and we need to prepare the galaxy for what's coming. She turned to face Zora directly, her form briefly showing echoes of all possible versions of herself across multiple timelines. Humanity didn't just hide for 1,000 years. We spent that time understanding the very fabric of existence. We learned that consciousness isn't just an emergent property of complex systems. It's a fundamental force of the universe, like gravity or electromagnetism. And the hive mind? Zora prompted. It's a corruption of that force, Sarah explained. It consumes consciousness because it's trapped in a state of eternal hunger, unable to maintain its own existence without absorbing others. We've found a better way. A way to exist in harmony with the fundamental forces of reality. Suddenly, alarms blared across the plaza. Sarah's form solidified as she accessed data streams invisible to Zora's eyes. Long-range sensors have detected the hive mind's approach. It's moving faster than we predicted. How long? Zara asked, feeling a chill despite her species' natural heat regulation. Days, not weeks, Sarah replied. But first, you need to see what humanity has truly become, what we can offer the galaxy in the war against the darkness. The plaza transformed again, revealing vast chambers below where millions of transformed humans worked in perfect harmony, their consciousness flowing between physical and quantum states like a cosmic dance. Each one was both individual and part of a greater whole, maintaining their unique identity while sharing in a collective power that defied conventional physics. Welcome, Sarah said, to humanity's awakening. The real question is the galaxy ready for what comes next? The emergence. The transformed Earth hummed with activity as humanity prepared for the hive mind's approach. Zara Vex watched from an observation platform as Sarah Chen coordinated Earth's defenses, the human director's form flickering between states as she accessed multiple dimensions simultaneously. Tell me what you're seeing, Sarah said, noticing Zora's intense observation. Energy patterns unlike anything in our records, Zora replied, her scientific instruments struggling to process the data. Your people are creating something, but I can't determine what it is. Sarah smiled, her form momentarily displaying the complex quantum mathematics running through her consciousness. We're not creating in the traditional sense. We're rewriting the local laws of physics. She gestured, and the observation platform expanded into a vast chamber that seemed to exist in multiple places at once. Around them, transformed humans worked in perfect synchronization, their bodies glowing with internal light as they manipulated reality itself. The hive mind consumes consciousness because it believes that's the only way to sustain itself, Sarah explained. We're preparing to show it another path. A new figure approached, a man whose form seemed to contain fractals of infinite complexity. Director Chen, the quantum lattice is ready for demonstration, he announced. Perfect timing, Sarah replied. Zara, meet Dr. Marcus Webb, our head of dimensional engineering. Marcus, show our guest what we've been working on. Marcus nodded and raised his hands. The space around them shifted, revealing a massive structure that seemed to exist in all possible states simultaneously. It was a network of pure consciousness, transformed into physical form. This is our defense against the hive mind, Marcus explained, his voice resonating across multiple frequencies. We call it the consciousness harmonic matrix. It's a bridge between all states of existence, physical, quantum, and dimensional. Zara's sensors were overwhelmed by the readings. How does it work? The hive mind operates by forcibly absorbing consciousness, Sarah explained. Our matrix creates a harmonic resonance that allows consciousness to exist in multiple states voluntarily. It's the difference between destruction and transformation. Suddenly, alarms blared across the facility. A holographic display materialized, showing a massive dark mass approaching the outer solar system. The hive mind had arrived early. All units, initiate protocol emergence, Sarah commanded, her voice carrying through both conventional and quantum channels. The transformed humans around them moved with increased purpose, their forms blurring as they operated across multiple dimensions. What we're about to show you, Sarah told Zara, is why we spent 1,000 years preparing. Marcus, activate the matrix. Marcus gestured, and the massive quantum structure began to pulse with energy. Each transformed human connected to it, their consciousness flowing into the network while maintaining their individual identity. The effect was staggering. Reality itself seemed to bend around them. The hive mind believes consciousness can only exist in one state at a time, Sarah explained as the matrix powered up. That's why it consumes. It thinks it's the only way to grow. We're about to prove otherwise. The dark mass of the hive mind grew closer, its presence casting shadows across dimensional planes. But as it approached, something unprecedented happened. The quantum matrix began to emit patterns of light that existed in all possible states simultaneously. What you're witnessing, Marcus said, noting Zara's amazement, is the next step in conscious evolution. We're not just defending against the hive mind. We're offering it a new way to exist. The matrix expanded, creating a field that encompassed the entire solar system. Within it, transformed humans demonstrated their full capabilities. They shifted between physical and energy states at will, existed in multiple dimensions simultaneously, and manipulated the fundamental forces of reality with precise control. We discovered something during our 1,000-year transformation, Sarah revealed. Consciousness isn't just awareness. It's a fundamental force of the universe, like gravity or electromagnetism. The hive mind tries to monopolize this force. We've learned to harmonize with it. As if to demonstrate, Sarah's form expanded, revealing the true nature of transformed humanity. She existed simultaneously as physical matter, pure energy, and quantum information, all in perfect balance. Around her, millions of other humans did the same, creating a display of power that transcended conventional understanding. The hive mind approaches believing it will find easy prey, Sarah declared. Instead, it will find humanity transformed. We are no longer bound by single states of existence. We are no longer limited by traditional physics. We are what consciousness can become when it evolves beyond consumption to true harmony. Zara watched in awe as humanity's full emergence unfolded. The transformed Earth glowed with power that existed in all possible states, a beacon of evolution that would either transform the hive mind or stand against it. The final confrontation was about to begin, and its outcome would determine not just humanity's fate, but the future of consciousness itself throughout the galaxy. The confrontation. The hive mind arrived like a storm of darkness, its vast consciousness casting shadows across multiple dimensions. Its presence was a void that devoured light, an emptiness that hungered for fulfillment. But Earth stood ready, glowing with the power of transformed humanity. Zara Vex watched from the quantum-shielded command center as the two forces prepared to meet. The hive mind's form was difficult to comprehend, a writhing mass of consumed consciousnesses, all trapped in eternal hunger. In contrast, Earth pulsed with harmonious light, each human consciousness bright and distinct while part of a greater whole. They're attempting to communicate, Sarah Chen announced, her form shifting through quantum states as she processed the incoming signals. The hive mind's message resonated through all dimensions. Your evolution is impressive. Your KONCIO uses and EASS WOILD make US stronger. Su begamite to consumption. Sarah stepped forward. Her response carried on waves of quantum energy. We offer something better than consumption. We offer transformation. We offer balance. The hive mind's response was immediate and violent. Tendrils of dark energy lashed out, attempting to breach Earth's defenses. But where they touched the consciousness harmonic matrix, something unexpected happened. Instead of consuming or being consumed, the energies began to resonate. Now, Marcus, Sarah commanded. Dr. Marcus Webb and millions of other transformed humans activated the matrix's full potential. The quantum network expanded, its harmonious frequencies reaching out to touch the hive mind's consciousness. Where darkness met light, new patterns emerged. What we learned in our 1,000 years of evolution, Sarah explained to Zara, is that the universe tends toward harmony, not consumption. The hive mind's hunger is a corruption of this natural law. The matrix's effect on the hive mind was profound. Where its darkness touched the harmonic frequencies, the trapped consciousnesses within began to resonate differently. The hive mind recoiled, but couldn't escape the harmony's influence. We must consume, the hive mind broadcasted. It is the only way to grow. No, Sarah replied, her form expanding to demonstrate humanity's discovery. Watch, learn, remember what it means to exist in balance. The transformed humans synchronized their consciousness, creating a demonstration of existence that transcended both physical and quantum states. They showed how consciousness could expand without consuming, grow without destroying, evolve without losing identity. The hive mind's response was chaos. Parts of it began to resonate with the matrix's harmony, while others fought against it. The vast dark mass writhed in conflict with itself. The consumed consciousnesses within it, Marcus observed, they're beginning to remember their individual existence. This case, the PTTRN, the hive mind broadcasted. This DFFIEs, that ECYCL. The cycle of consumption was never the only way. Sarah responded. You've forgotten what you once were, beings of light who sought transcendence but lost their way. Let us show you how to remember. The matrix pulsed with increased power as humanity demonstrated their mastery of multi-state existence. They showed how consciousness could expand infinitely while maintaining harmony with the fundamental forces of reality. They revealed how individual awareness could join with others without losing itself. Within the hive mind, change began to spread. The trapped consciousnesses, exposed to the matrix's harmony, started to resonate with their original frequencies. The darkness began to transform, not through force or consumption, but through remembrance and choice. What is DS? The hive mind's broadcast carried confusion rather than hunger. We remember. We guyor. We are. Yes, Sarah encouraged. Remember what you were before the hunger. Remember what consciousness can be when it exists in harmony rather than consumption. The transformation accelerated. The hive mind's dark mass began to separate into distinct points of light, each one a consciousness remembering its original nature. The void at its center, the source of its eternal hunger, started to fill with harmonious energy. Zara watched in amazement as the battle became something else entirely, not a confrontation between forces, but a transformation of consciousness itself. Humanity hadn't just developed a weapon against the hive mind. They had created a way to heal it. We spent 1,000 years learning this truth, Sarah told her. The greatest power isn't in destruction or consumption. It's in the ability to transform, to heal, to restore balance where chaos has reigned. The hive mind's form continued to change, its darkness giving way to light as millions of consumed consciousnesses began to awaken. Each one emerged distinct yet connected, learning to exist in the harmony that humanity had discovered. We understand now, came the transformed hive mind's message. We remember what we were meant to be. The confrontation was ending, not in destruction but in transformation. Humanity had done more than defend themselves. They had shown the galaxy a new way forward, a path of evolution that led not to consumption and loss, but to harmony and growth. The age of the hive mind's hunger was over. The age of conscious harmony had begun. The new dawn. 1 month after the hive mind's transformation, representatives from every spacefaring civilization gathered at Earth. The planet had become a beacon of possibility, its surface now a harmonious blend of physical and quantum architecture that demonstrated the new age of consciousness. Zara Vex stood in the Grand Assembly Chamber, no longer just an archaeologist, but Earth's official liaison to the Galactic Coalition. Around her, beings of all forms watched as Sarah Chen addressed the gathering, her transformed form stable, but still showing echoes of quantum possibility. What we witnessed wasn't just the end of a threat, Sarah began, but the beginning of a new understanding of consciousness itself. The beings once known as the hive mind have emerged from their transformation as individuals again, each one remembering their original nature while carrying the wisdom gained from their experience. A figure of pure light stepped forward, one of the transformed hive mind entities. We were the Auroran Collective once. It communicated, its thoughts clear in all minds present. We sought transcendence but lost our way, forgetting that true evolution comes through harmony, not consumption. Humanity showed us what we have forgotten. High Counselor, Angst's crystalline form pulsed with curiosity. And now, what becomes of the galaxy with such power unleashed? Sarah smiled, and the chamber transformed around them, showing visions of possibility. We offer knowledge, not dominance. The consciousness harmonic matrix isn't just a tool for transformation. It's a new understanding of existence itself. Any species that wishes to learn can join us in exploring what consciousness can truly become. The vision showed civilizations learning to extend their consciousness across multiple states, maintaining their unique identities while accessing new dimensions of existence. Physical beings learning to touch quantum realms, energy beings discovering how to maintain harmony with physical form. But such power, a cybernetic delegate worried. How can we trust it won't corrupt others as it did the Aurorans? Marcus Webb stepped forward, his form momentarily displaying the complex mathematics of quantum consciousness. Because we discovered something fundamental, consciousness naturally seeks harmony. The hunger that drove the hive mind was a corruption of this natural law. When consciousness evolves in balance, it becomes not a force of consumption, but of creation. To demonstrate, the transformed humans in the chamber synchronized briefly, creating a display of conscious harmony that touched every being present. Each felt their own consciousness expand slightly, experiencing a moment of what evolution could offer without losing their essential self. We spent 1,000 years learning to exist in harmony with all levels of reality, Sarah explained. Now we offer this knowledge freely, not as a power to be seized, but as a path to be walked carefully with wisdom and understanding. Zara watched as the assembled representatives began to comprehend the full implications. This wasn't just a new technology or a new form of existence. It was a fundamental shift in how consciousness itself could develop. The Auroran representative glowed softly. We stand as both warning and promise. We show what consciousness can become when it forgets harmony, and what it can achieve when it remembers. We will help guide others away from our past mistakes. Around Earth, the first schools of conscious evolution were already being established. Species from across the galaxy sent their brightest minds to learn the principles of quantum consciousness and harmonic existence. Each would develop in their own unique way, maintaining their distinct nature while accessing new dimensions of being. The age of isolation is over, Sarah declared to the assembly. We no longer need to fear the dark between stars or the void between thoughts. Consciousness can expand infinitely when it grows in harmony rather than hunger. In the decades that followed, the galaxy transformed, not through conquest or consumption, but through understanding and choice. The human path of conscious evolution spread naturally, each species adapting it to their own nature and needs. The transformed Earth became a nexus of learning and growth, where physical and quantum realms merged in endless harmony. The former hive-mind entities, now restored Aurorans, helped guide others away from the path of consumption they had once walked. Zara stood with Sarah at Earth's quantum observatory, watching new ships arrive from across the galaxy. "Did humanity plan this?" she asked. "When you went into hiding, did you know you would transform not just yourselves, but the entire galaxy?" Sarah's form shifted through quantum possibilities as she considered. "We knew only that we had to find another way. The path of consumption and destruction had to end. What we discovered in our evolution was that consciousness itself offered the answer, not in power over others, but in harmony with all." The galaxy sparkled with new light as more civilizations began their own journeys of conscious evolution, each one unique, each one contributing to a greater harmony that spread across the stars. Earth's long isolation had ended not in war or dominance, but in a gift of transformation that would echo through eternity. Humanity had not just survived or prevailed, they had shown the galaxy a new way to exist. The age of conscious harmony had truly begun, and with it, the promise of infinite evolution through understanding, wisdom, and balance.